Welcome to the Katica Living Vibrantly show. We are so excited to bring you another awesome show. Today's show is centered around the breath. Taking a nice deep breath in and exhaling out. Excellent. Yes, the breath is so important, and it's something we typically don't think about since it's something that we do subconsciously. But today on this show, we're going to teach you and share with you how important the breath is. We're going to learn about what does it mean to be or to have breath empowerment. And this is something that can be completely life transforming and a very powerful modality for healing. As you can see, I'm all ready to learn as Sparks Evolution. Our guest for today is going to teach us all about the breath and how important it is for us. I can't wait to integrate her teachings in what I do on a daily basis, and I welcome all of you to try it at home today and then integrate it into your daily program as well. We're grateful that she is spending this evening with us to talk about this and so much more, and of course about her inspirational story as she tells us about her trip to Bali, her journey there, and her journey back to the States, and now she is going back to Bali. But in the meantime, she's going to be doing a couple new events in January that we love to share with you later today in the show. So all this and much more coming up next on the Katica Living Vibrantly.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to the show. It's great to see all of you here tonight. And of course, as you know, we're here with Sparks Evolution. Hi, Sparks.
Hi, Kathy.
So great to have you here in the studio.
Great to be here.
How are you?
I'm feeling great. How are you?
Good. Sparks and I met over in Orlando, right? Our first time that we actually met at the Qigong classes that we did.
Yes.
There. So we've known each other since then. It's been a wonderful journey for both of us as our friendship has grown. And the more I find out about Sparks, the more I'm amazed by her work, her amazing journey, and this is why I wanted her to come to the studio tonight to share that and share her knowledge and her skills on what she knows about the power of breath and something so important for us and something that we can do in our daily life, right?
Yes.
So how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good, but a little nervous. The camera always makes me a little bit shy. So actually, I would like to go ahead and kind of jump into a breath demo.
That's terrific.
With you and the audience. So,
I'd love to.
This I like to do before I do any public speaking or anytime I'm a little nervous, and also when I begin my day and end my day. I really like to do a short breathing meditation.
Actually, this could help us too as we're continuing with the holiday craziness and obligations. We have a couple of slides though of what we see nowadays during the holidays. Two cute little slides that if our producers can pull up before we start the demo.
Okay.
But something that, there's the first one. He doesn't look too happy.
Like most of us during the holiday shopping season.
That's right. In fact, we were talking about people in traffic and how they were like upset and everyone's rushing to the same place. And then we have another cute slide about, there we go, not happy either. So tell us a little bit more about this demo so we can teach you guys how to do this, something you can do maybe in your car or at the grocery store.
Yeah, this can be done anywhere. And like I said, this is a type of breathing I like to do at the beginning of the day, even before I get out of bed. So it's a nice. It's always nice to ground and connect with yourself even before you begin your day, before you begin visiting with family or starting the holiday shopping rush. So it's a circular connected breath, which means that there's no pause between the inhale and the exhale. And so I'm going to be demoing for you, and then we'll be doing it together.
Okay, perfect.
So
Okay.
we're just going to sit on the edge of a chair, or you can sit cross-legged if you're on the ground.
Okay.
And we're just going to be nice and relaxed.
Okay.
And I'm going to start with an open mouth, and then we're going to go into a closed mouth and breathing in through the nose. So I'm just going to do it through the mouth so that you can hear the breathing and you can understand a little bit more clearly about what I mean by no pauses or a connected breath.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with the exhale, and then inhale. So hopefully you can hear my breath and that it's a connected. So Kathy will keep going as I'm going to continue guiding the audience through this type of breathing. So you can go ahead and keep breathing through the mouth.
Feels wonderful already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hope I don't fall asleep before our interview's over. I'll be so relaxed. This is good though. We need this.
Yeah, this is a good relaxing, centering kind of breath. So go ahead and continue through the mouth with your eyes open. And you notice that there's no pause between the inhale and the exhale. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to take it and we're going to breathe in through our nose, connecting the inhale to the exhale gently through our nose. So you won't hear our breath right now, but you can do it along with us. So inhale. And then gently connecting the breath, bringing ourselves back to center by consciously thinking about our inhale and the exhale. And as we connect our breath, we slowly come back into connecting to our source, connecting to our center.
Oh
and so I like to do this one, like I said, in the morning or at night before I go to bed to help me relax before I fall asleep.
And how many times do you do this?
I try to do it every day. Actually.
I mean, like, do you do sets, like sets of 3 or?
Yeah, I usually do about like 15 minutes.
Oh,
actually,
15 minutes.
15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night. And if you don't have 15 minutes, I mean, 5 minutes, even a minute, even 5 breaths, 5 connected breaths, whatever you can do.
I love how you refer to that, 5 connecting breaths.
Yes.
It's a whole different shift. When we say breath and now you add the word connecting breath, at least for me, the perception changes.
Yes.
It's like you almost see it as something that we're not taking for granted. And I know we're going to talk more about that, but so it's timed. 15 minutes is what you recommend, twice a day.
Yes.
And then, so let's tell us if we're stressful, we have a project at work that we're nervous about. We're here doing an interview. Is this something that we can do without major interruption around us? Is there somewhere?
Oh yeah. So
kind of.
Yeah. Anytime you are conscious about your breath, it brings you back to your center, right? Because breathing and our digestion, all of these types of things, they're automatic, right? But when we actually bring our consciousness, our attention, our focus on our breathing, it automatically kind of brings us back into a centering. So even if we're doing it very quietly, just through a nose like we did, not with our open mouth, but through our nose, and we just concentrate and connect to our breath, we can do that anywhere at any time.
Perfect.
And again, it doesn't have to be 15 minutes. It could be 2 minutes. It could be 1 minute. It could be, like we said, 5 connected breaths, or whatever the situation calls for. Anytime you're conscious of that, it just brings your focus away from all the stress, away from all the chaos around you, and coming back into.
So talk to us a little bit more about being centered. I know we both understand that because of our line of work through the Qigong and through the breath empowerment classes and breath of bliss that you do. But for our viewers who are not sure what that word center means, maybe explain a little bit more what you mean to be more centered and to allow the mind to let those racing thoughts be dismissed so that we could go back in that centered moment. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Well, through many different practices, even exercise or anything that gets your mind focused on what you're doing in the present moment, that's really the key, is focused on the present. Like I'm focused on you in this moment of the interview. I'm not thinking about what I did yesterday, or I'm not worrying about the future. I'm very present. I'm very centered, which the breathing helped, because like I said, I was a little nervous.
You're
so now I'm feeling a lot more centered. So meaning that I'm feeling more present.
This
you know,
is
I'm
wonderful.
more...
See, you guys got a great example right here in the studio.
Yeah. So I'm feeling more connected to Kathy. I'm feeling more connected to myself. I'm feeling a lot more relaxed right now. You know, the tension has dissipated because I focused on the breathing, and I got to come into more of a peace within me. I guess we could say is a centered practice. You know, again, that presence. You know, that awareness.
So that's key. So we have two key words there. We want to make sure our viewers understand is that being present and being centered. Which I love that, because you're giving us tools. These are little tools that people can store away, and you can do further, you know, research on it.
Yes.
And we'll talk more about how you can get a hold of Sparks through her website, and in attending various events that she'll be promoting later on today in the show, plus more demos. But before we get to all that fun stuff, tell us a little bit about Sparks. Tell us a little bit about your background and how your journey. It's so fascinating. When we get together, we get to talk, and it's always fun. I learn so much more about Sparks, and every time I learn more about her, I'm like, wow, this is amazing work that she's been doing, and how she's touched other people, and where she's going. She's going through international. I mean, nothing's stopping her. She's going international. So it's wonderful to see someone that is giving focus to her sense of purpose, and seeing her just keep blossoming. So tell us a little bit more about that, how everything started.
Whoa. How everything started. Okay, so
maybe the highlights.
I'll kind of narrow that down to.
We only have 30 minutes.
Yeah, well, my life story began way back when I was 5, and so.
True. Let me clarify. Listen, we've been known to speak for hours. We would be sitting at Serendipity Cafe in Dunedin. We're like, okay, we're meeting for lunch, and all of a sudden lunch turned to 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, 4 hours flow by. Okay.
So you're right. I should clarify.
No, I'm just teasing. But so I'll just start with my breath journey, really, which is a journey into myself. I went to Bali 2 years ago.
How exciting!
Yeah.
What part of Bali?
I went to a city called Ubud, which is their like cultural capital in Bali, and I went there for my own personal healing, because I suffer from depression, and so I'm always looking for tools on how to regulate my emotions, and just how to bring more joy and peace into my life. And so forces guided me to this beautiful island of Bali, and I was there for a month. And I sort of had a spiritual awakening.
Wow. And that was when?
That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, okay.
And this spiritual awakening happened through a Balinese healer they call Bailans. And and it was pretty powerful, and it reawakened my spirituality, to put it succinctly. Wow. And so because of this experience and other experiences I had there, and the energy that I felt, and I really felt at home there, I decided when I got back to move there. So I spent a year in Bali.
Wow. And
so I came back from a month travel, and then I was here for 6 months, and then quit my job and decided to move.
Wow. I mean, that's major. So you were willing to...
Because I was really dedicated to my own healing, and to finding deeper truth within me, and really kind of tackling this depression disease that I have.
And you seem to have found an answer in Bali.
Yes. Yes. And funny enough, when I was in Bali, I went to a hula hoop retreat.
Oh, how fun!
Yes, and it was actually in this hula hoop retreat. It's a spiritual hula hoop retreat. So because hula hooping can actually be a very spiritual and centering practice, just like any kind of exercise can be.
Really? I had no idea.
Yeah. And so she had different types of programs. It's called Sacred Circularities, and she had different people come in. She had a dream therapist come in, and she had she had sound healing, and then she also had a breath worker come in, Christabel Zamor, who's also a hoop girl who got into breathing, and she did a breath ceremony with us. And that was the first time that I really...
Breath ceremony. tell us a little bit, what does
well,
that mean?
we'll go
Okay.
into that a little bit later when we talk about the workshops.
Perfect.
But so she went into this breathing demonstration that we did for an hour,
Mhm.
and it was through this experience that I just it expanded my world. It expanded everything about me, and I just had to find out more about it.
Wow.
And so I started researching, and I've actually found a training in Thailand through rebirthing.
Mm.
And rebirthing started with a man named Leonard Orr in the 70s, when all good things happened.
Right.
And continue to
That's
happen.
right. That's right.
And
That's right.
so Leonard Orr started a movement called Rebirthing back in San Francisco in the 70s, and they do lots of trainings worldwide.
Can you
And
tell us quickly what rebirthing
so
means?
rebirthing is this conscious connected breathing,
Okay.
and which we did a little demo actually. And his style uses the circular connected breathing through the nose. And we do this for an hour, and it's a very deep healing type of breath.
Mm.
And yeah, and so it was really transformative. This is really, when I took the rebirthing, it really it opened me up to more sides of myself.
Wow.
that I and deeper healing, emotional healing, physical healing, spiritual healing. It works on all three levels. And from there, I did more training back in Bali with Christabel. She does the Breath of Bliss, and then, which is more group facilitation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then from there,
Uh-huh.
my journey led me back home to Florida, to here in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
to study with Judith Kravitz, Dr. Judith Kravitz, who does transformational breathing.
Wow.
And all three of these
And that's
breathing
here in
was-
Florida. You found her here.
well, no, I came back in Florida because this is kind of my home base,
Mhm.
and I came back, to be with my mother actually, and Judy travels all over the world, including the States. So she was doing
Mhm.
lots of different trainings around the United States, and so I
Okay.
kind of just followed her
Oh, okay.
and did all my level trainings with her, and so now I'm just finishing my certification and things like that. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, and so all three of the breathing trainings that I did, all of the one thing that they have in common
Mhm.
is the circular connected breathing, meaning
Which
no
is what we
pause.
did
Yeah, which is
earlier
the no
on
pause
the
between
show.
the inhale and the exhale. That's the main key that's similar to each of them, but they all have their little flavor and their what each trainer
What's
brought
their
in.
favorite? Yeah.
Yeah, like other modalities that they thought were important to accentuate the breath or to add to the breathing. So each one is really valuable, and I've gotten a lot out of it because it's all focused around the breathing, which again has really helped opening me up and helped me center
Right.
and
right.
ground and find that peace within myself and the higher truth that I'm perfect and I'm love and all of these beautiful things
Oh,
that
that's awesome.
that spirit opened up to me.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
So it's interesting because with different trainers, and you're saying there's different flavors. They bring
Yeah.
in their interpretation or what they want to expand on. So that's fascinating
Yeah.
because each trainer just adds to that purpose, adds their own talent, their own gift.
yes.
Because I can imagine going through such a transformational moment that many gifts are invigorated,
Yes.
and that you're able to share them with others. So
Yes.
this is probably why you were called to teach.
Yeah.
Now your background's in teaching too, though.
Yes.
Okay. So it kind of, that's a gift that you seem to be welcoming and able to
Yes.
share with others. So it's just a different form of teaching now.
Yes, it's a different type of teaching.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, is there a favorite form of technique that you like to use or teach? That you seem to gravitate to more than others?
A type of breathing?
Yeah.
you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I really concentrate on the circular connected breathing that we do.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
that's the one that that really kind of gets me where I need to be.
Mhm, mhm.
But there's all different types of breathing techniques. I really enjoy Kundalini yoga,
Okay.
which does a lot of different breathing techniques in there, and we'll be sharing a little bit of demos in a little bit. One that I love.
Oh, good.
Yeah, yeah. And so there's different types of breathing for different glands or organs or energy that you want to produce. And so all of it's valid and all of it's necessary and all of it's beautiful and beneficial that I found. But the easiest for me that I don't have to think or try too hard and I can do anywhere without anybody noticing, So we can be sitting here and we can have a conversation and you're not even noticing that I'm concentrating on my breath and that I'm connecting it and that I'm working on being centered.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I imagine, though, that with all the connecting breath work that we do. So someone, let's say one of our viewers, they have never heard about this breath empowerment is what we titled this show. But it's called many things, depending again on the facilitator what they want to call the actual workshop. But let's just say it's someone's brand new at this, they've never heard about it. Now they're learning about connecting breath. And as you recommended doing this simple exercise before bed, or being nervous, like being at the dentist, we got to get our checkups.
That's a very good one. Yes.
That's a great place to do it
because there's pain coming.
That's
so
true. You're heading out to dinner for the holidays. You may be encountering relatives you haven't seen in a while. You're a little nervous.
Yeah.
There you go in the car before you walk in.
Absolutely.
So do I sense that as you do it during the night and in the morning, it's almost like you're building that force that so imagine every time you do it without being morning and night, like you are at the grocery store, you're at someone's office, or you're just nervous, that it'd be a much easier, simpler way to get focused and centered easily than versus just doing it when you're nervous, for instance.
Well, because it's helped me so much, I've actually made it anytime that I'm aware of my breath, or anytime that anytime throughout the day, I actually try to be conscious of my breathing. Like it's become a daily practice and an ongoing practice.
Right, but you recommend people to actually incorporate that daily. So when the moment
comes, I mean, like anything, it kind of starts slow and then you build it up, right?
Right.
So I started with the 15 minutes, and then and actually I would like to mention the 15 minutes in the morning and at night. There's a really good book that I recommend called The Presence Process.
Oh, okay.
And this is what I did when I came back from Bali. So it was a beautiful transition from all of this training that I got overseas to come back and shift back into being back in Florida. I did the presence process, and it's a 10-week process. And again, it starts in the morning and at night. It also involves like taking baths and these types of things, because water can be very healing and cleansing. So I started with the presence process, which, like I said, is a good resource. And through this process, I became a lot more aware of my breath throughout the day. So I started out just slow, just like with anything. It's like learning to ride a bike. So
that's a great thing to tell our viewers.
Yeah.
Just be more present of your breath during the day.
Yeah,
As
absolutely.
You're building at night. You're taking your breath in the morning. You're doing your exercise. You're doing it at night. And then during the day, incorporate that. That's a wonderful little first step, because on this show, we want you to do baby steps, because we believe that those baby steps lead you into that transformation we're looking for. So that's an excellent point. I love that idea. And now, before we get into our demos, I want you to tell us a little bit about how, if our viewers would love to come see you, be a participant in one of your workshops coming up, because I know you have a lot of exciting things going on.
Yes, I do.
Plus her trip again to Bali.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
Okay. I had mentioned the love ceremony, and I said we would get back to that, so it's perfect. So I offer workshops. I have 3 coming up next year. January 4th at the Yoga Village, which is in Clearwater, from 1 to 4. And it's the Breath of Bliss training that I got with Christabel Zamora. So Breath of Bliss love ceremony. And it's a 3-hour journey, and it starts out with some meditation. It goes into some movement, to move the body and open up the physical body for breathing. And then it goes into deep sharing and connecting with people in the group, and kind of opening up your emotional body through the sharing.
And if people want more information, they can get that on the website too. So mention the website.
Okay, yes. So the website is www.sparksevolution.com. And you can find out more information. But we do an hour of the full connected conscious breathing that we did, but we do it through the mouth. So I'm doing a workshop January 4th at the Yoga Village, February 8th at the Yoga Village, and also January 11th at the Body Electric Yoga Company in St. Pete. So yes, all of those will be coming up soon.
And then we're doing an event together on January 25th in Dunedin. And Sparks is going to share with us, of course, the power of the breath, and she'll be teaching us tools and techniques, and then I will be sharing with everyone our Qigong instruction and giving everyone an ability to know what it's like to do a Qigong class, and then, of course, experience that wonderful breath empowerment that Sparks brings into the event. So make sure to check back on both of our websites. We'll have more information on that. That's January 25th. It's going to be in Dunedin, and it'll be in the afternoon. So we're excited about that.
Yes, very excited.
Yeah, I feel very honored to share that moment with Sparks. And now tell us about your trip to Bali.
Oh, so I'm going back to Bali.
Yay!
For the third time, yes, because
Yes.
Bali keeps calling me. It's my home away from home. So I'm going back to Bali. I'm actually teaching at the Bali Spirit Festival. I'm teaching hula hooping.
Oh
so
my
we're coming
gosh,
back to hula hooping.
Awesome.
So we're doing I'm teaching intro to hooping at the Bali Spirit Festival, and I'm also working with my partner Anthony. We're doing the Inspire, which is a part of the Bali Spirit, which is we're trying to integrate a lot more breath work into the Bali Spirit Festival and into other festivals around the globe. And
great.
it's called inspirebali.com, and that website will be up later this week. And yeah, so
now you're actually moving to Bali, right?
Yes, I'm going back to Bali in February, and I will be moving there for at least another year,
Wow,
and maybe
that's
longer.
great.
So we'll see what the universe has in store for me.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And we are going to be sure to stay in touch with Sparks as she continues her journey in Bali. So we're maybe transmitting from Bali. You never know. And also connecting with her through Skype and sharing with her, as she shares with us her experiences there and her as she continues to teach others about this wonderful work that she does. Now let's talk a little bit about the demos that
Okay.
we've been promising our viewers. So tell us, what can we do first?
Okay, so we did the circular connected breathing at the beginning,
Mhm.
and we said that was my favorite.
Yeah, it is.
And then we'll go ahead and jump into the breath of fire. And the breath of fire, I learned doing Kundalini yoga. And Kundalini yoga is a spiritual type of yoga that uses chanting and singing and mantras and a lot of different breathing techniques. So breath of fire is one breathing technique they use a lot. So we can go ahead and scoot on the edge of our chair, coming up a little bit, nice and relaxed.
Something we could do every day?
Yeah, you can do this one every day. And this is actually more of an energizing breath, more of a cleansing, energizing power breath. So this could be used, when you come out of the store from all your shopping and, you're really tired and you throw all the stuff in the car and you just have that one more store you have to go to. So this could kind of give you a
jolt that you need.
Yeah, that little bit of boost for, the little bit of more shopping you had to do that day.
That's great.
And so I recommend doing it before you start driving. So maybe you get in your car, you don't want to do this while you're driving. So you get in your car and you just want to center yourself and energize yourself. So we can do this type of breath. And this one actually, just to start it out, is a little bit of funny, but you got to have some fun in there.
Of course, that's what we want. That's part of life.
Right.
Living vibrantly.
Having fun and laughing. That's what it's all about, right? Joy and happiness. So we're going to pant like a dog.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, we're gonna pant like a dog just to get into the breathing.
The kids are going to love it. Guys, go get your kids. They're
Yes.
going to love this one.
Yes, the whole family, y'all can
That's
pant like a
right.
dog
All
and
do it
get
together.
energized. So we're gonna start with our mouths open and our tongue kind of hanging out a little bit like a dog.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
And we're gonna just concentrate on the exhale. So we're gonna pant like a dog, and then I'll instruct while we do it. We'll go from an open mouth and then eventually go to a closed mouth. Okay. So mouths open and pant. And Kathy will keep doing this, and the audience, you keep doing it as I talk you through. And so you can kind of place your hand on your belly, and your belly will be nice and a forced exhale through the belly. And then once you feel like you have a nice rhythm, then you can go ahead and bring it to a closed mouth, and you can exhale through the nose. Still using a nice strong belly, nice strong exhale.
Should we close our eyes when we do this?
Well, you can close your eyes or keep them open. I would say for our shopping demo, you want to keep them open because you're energizing, right? So you want to keep your eyes open, and you can place your hand on your belly just for that emphasis. to concentrate on that
Actually,
outgoing
it's very
breath.
connecting. When I placed my hand on my belly, it was like, I felt like everything was just a circular
Yeah,
motion.
it's easier to
And it was
focus your
easier.
attention on the
Mhm.
belly when
It was.
when you have your hand there.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to
Help.
kind of start out with my hand there at the beginning, and then I can relax and put my hands on my thighs.
It's great.
And then also, did you notice like a little bit of body buzz? Did anybody
Yeah.
notice that in the
Yes.
audience? Like
Yes.
you get a little, maybe some lightheadedness, or maybe it was a little too difficult. So we can slow down the breathing.
Right.
And again, we don't want this while we're driving.
Right. No. And if
you-
you're not feeling well, then they should stop, right? If you feel a little light.
Yeah, if it's too strong, because what we're doing is we're moving the prana, we're moving the life force, moving the energy through our breath, and so this might be a little bit overwhelming because a lot of people are very shallow breathers, or not experienced breathers.
Well, we just don't think about the breath.
Right.
So starting today, we all will.
That's
Thanks
right.
to you.
That's right. We'll be much more conscious about our breathing.
I
after
love
this
it. I
episode.
love
Yeah.
it. This is what we want. We want to teach all of us how we can help each other
Yeah.
with life and living more vibrantly. So
Yeah,
this is
absolutely. Yeah, and so this is one of my favorites as well, the breath of fire.
awesome.
So again, if it gets a little too overwhelming, or it's too hard to go at the speed that we went, then you can slow it down, and you can just, you can vary the speed, and you can vary the intensity, so you don't even have to hear the breath.
Okay.
So you can just,
There you go. So there's different variations to it.
yes.
And use your common sense. If you're not feeling well, then
Yeah.
slow down, stop,
Mhm.
relax, and
Yeah.
but don't lose the practice, because it's something that's so transforming.
Yes,
as you've
it is
seen-
very
As you
transforming.
guys all have seen in her life. So
Yeah, yeah.
she's a testimony of her own gifts.
Yes, the breath has been a huge gift to me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we have the breath of fire that energizes us and gets us kind of ready to go to that one more store, or to get in the traffic, or just to give us a little bit more life force moving through our system.
Great.
And then the circular connected breathing is a little bit more of a calmer centering.
Right. That's the one we did in the beginning of the show,
Yep, that
which
was
is
at the
wonderful.
beginning. Yeah.
That's something we should all do.
Yeah.
So do we have time? Can you show us some more?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, great.
So we can do a little bit of movement with this one.
Oh, I like
Okay.
that. Okay.
Because a lot of holiday stress, we have, when we get stressed, we get scared or nervous, what do?
Now we tighten up.
Right? We
And
tighten
we
up.
stop our breathing.
We hold our breath, right? We hold our breath a lot.
Yeah.
And the muscles get tense, and we're rubbing our neck and
Our
our
lower
back,
back.
and the whole
Mhm.
thing, right? And so another breathing, I just call it spine breathing.
Oh, I like that one.
And again, this is used in a lot of yoga, Kundalini yoga as well.
Mhm.
And so we're gonna just inhale and exhale, but we're gonna move our spine while we do it, and we're gonna keep our chin level.
Okay.
And so it's kind of like the cat pose. If anybody has done other yoga, instead of being on all fours, we're
Right.
just gonna do it sitting down. And again,
Okay.
this is something you can do, in your car, or if you want, standing in line,
And this is something we could do every day along with the breath of
Oh
fire.
yeah,
and the
absolutely.
connected
All of
breath.
this
Okay.
stuff you can do every day.
Okay, great.
And just whatever is called for in the moment.
Okay,
Whatever you feel like
wonderful.
you need in the moment.
Mhm.
If your body's feeling tense and tight, then perhaps you want to do the spine breathing. If you just want a calming of the emotions, maybe you're getting angry or upset about something, you want to calm the emotions, then you could do the circular connected breathing.
Perfect for parents.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Families.
And for kids too, because kids,
That's true.
this is kind of stressful for them too sometimes.
That's true, because there's schedules
Yeah.
there's a lot of rushing, and there's a lot of obligations to do in addition to their hectic schedules.
Exams
so-
coming up and all of
Yes,
this, college
that's right.
students, high school, everybody. Breathing is good for everybody,
Universal.
at any time, any place,
Definitely.
anywhere, So we'll do some spinal breathing.
Okay.
And so we're just going to sit up straight.
At the edge of our
At,
chair.
yep, at the edge of our chairs again, and then we're just going to slouch.
Oh, okay.
Which we all love doing.
Uh-huh.
It's good to do every once in a while. But we're going to keep our chin level to the ground.
Okay.
Okay, and then as we do that, we're just going to exhale. And we're going to do this through the nose. And then we're going to sit up straight. We're going to inhale. And then exhale, slouch. Inhale. So this really gets the spine moving, the spinal fluids going, flexing and moving the spinal cord with the breath. So we're also, of course, increasing our oxygen intake. So we're moving oxygen through the body, circulating through the blood, decreasing blood pressure, decreasing tension.
Feels wonderful.
Yes. Okay. And so I like to do the forward and back kind of cat pose one with a circular one. So we can start out counterclockwise, and we can just let's do 3, or it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many you do, but we can just go an inhale. We can inhale as long as we can counterclockwise, and then we're ready to exhale. We'll exhale and go clockwise.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do that.
So let's go ahead and breathe in and out. And in and out. Inhale and exhale. And again, it doesn't matter which way you go or how long you do it. That's just one rhythm. Or if you want to go one way and do a full inhale and exhale in one direction and a full inhale and exhale in the other direction, it doesn't really matter as long as you're conscious about your breath. And then you're getting your spine moving. And so you can do a variation of the cat pose, sitting up, and then doing a couple here.
And we should do it for 15 minutes? Again, increments of 15
Again,
minutes?
it just depends. I mean, I have my own exercise program at home, but if you just want to do both at the same time, kind of open up your body and breathing, you could do it for 15 minutes in the morning. Or
Wonderful.
just the, again, like the 5 minutes, or just even a few times just doing this.
I
So
love it. I think
it really
it's a
depends
wonderful
on-
thing for people to know about this, so they can actually start
Yeah.
the appreciation and the gift of the breath. And
Yes.
and you've been so instrumental in helping us understand more about that. And with you going to Bali and doing more festivals over there and continuing your teaching, it's just phenomenal that we were able to have her in our studio before she continues her launching debut everywhere, internationally especially. So we're just proud of you and honored that you were here.
Thank you.
So if you guys want to have more information on Sparks, go ahead and check her out on her website, which is www.sparksevolution.com. You may see it at the bottom of your screen. And if you have any other questions, you can reach her through the website, right?
Yep, through the
Sparks? Okay,
website.
great. And we hope to see you all on our event on January 25th. You'll see more information on the katicatv.com website right here, and also on Sparks' website. And we hope to see you all there. It's going to be a wonderful class, a wonderful afternoon of sharing, of being able to share with you the different tools that you can apply immediately in your life and continue your journey in your research in helping your health and well-being. So we're excited to do that as well. And as always, we are grateful for having Sparks. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Kathy.
And thank you as our viewers, spending another night with us. We definitely are grateful for your time, and of course share with us any thoughts or comments of this wonderful program that we brought to you today. And you can reach us on our website, or you can actually reach us here at Talkwad Studios. So thank you and good night, and we will see you for the holidays. Bye.
Bye.